you have been diagnosed with mental illness and the psychiatrist said you have bipolar disorder or schizophrenia. At first, now you know what you're up against, because when you were having those symptoms, you didn't know what was happening to you. But now that they've labeled it as bipolar disorder or schizophrenia, now you have a name. And then the next thing that happens is you become afraid because you don't know what is going to happen next. Because you see many people with mental illness walking naked in the streets of Nigeria or in other African countries, and now you're afraid that someday you're going to end up there on the street, naked, talking to yourself and wondering all about. You see, one obstacle we have in Africa is we don't learn or we don't know a lot about mental illness. It's a conversation that many people don't want to have. It's an uncomfortable one. And so when someone is diagnosed, the person just kind of feels like, man, it's all over, and they want to give up. And sometimes they even go to a pastor expecting a miracle. But you need to understand one thing if you have been diagnosed, and it's this: just because you have a diagnosis, just because you have been diagnosed, does not mean that it's the end of your life. There are medications that can help you manage the diagnosis you've been given. There are kind of routines you can have that can really, really help you, whether it's going to therapy or whether it's taking time to rest and don't get yourself into a high pressure situation. There are many people, athletes, celebrities, who have developed mental illness, and who have gone to do great things simply because they were able to manage their diagnosis. And so that's what you need to do. You need to manage it.